All right, good afternoon, everyone. Happy April, the end of April. And so we're starting to really get in depth in the Total Farm app. And this is a really great product that Nicole Menard will be sharing with us how to utilize this Total Farm app in leveraging, finding our farm territory, getting data, looking for significant changes in people's lives, and utilize this for lead generation. So I really wanted to hopefully have this opportunity for you guys to meet Nicole in person, have an opportunity to go ahead and learn the product and how useful it could be in your business, and obviously get more sales going out for the rest of the year and beyond. I like the app. It's a very powerful app. And Nicole is a very powerful title rep doing this for quite some time, past 20 something years. So I love her experience and the value she provides to our company and to you guys as agents. So without further ado, I want to introduce part 2 of Nicole's training with the Total Farm app. Nicole, you can take it away. And
Okay. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you for the introduction. Actually, 31 years in the business.
31 years.
Time flies by. Right? I started when I was 18. So many years. And actually, so
Let me get this
got it. Is that okay? So actually, I was planning on sharing the Fidelity Agent app. So Fidelity Agent will allow you to calculate seller net sheets and buyer estimated costs. So that's what I was going to talk about today, rather than the Fidelity Total Farm, but it's all up to you.
No, yeah,
Do you guys want a part 2, or do you want to learn how to calculate fees?
Let's calculate fees. I think that was actually very relevant because I always have buyers and sellers saying, how much is my taxes? How much is this and that?
Or when you're at an open house and a buyer comes in and says, what's my monthly payment? So we'll discuss the Fidelity Agent app, and I'm going to share my screen right now. So let's switch over. And what's cool about the Fidelity Agent app is you can access from your desktop, as you can see, and you also have the ability to access from your smartphone or device. So if you're using an iPad, you can download to your iPad or tablet. The site is fidelityagent.com. And then if any of you that are here online would like access, you can send me a message, and I'm going to put my info in the chat. You can call me and I can send you a link. Okay. And if you have any questions at all during the training, please chime in. You're more than welcome to unmute yourself, okay? So I'm putting my info in the chat right now. And let me give you my email. And then we'll jump in. Okay, so I just put my info in the chat. If you'd like access to the app, just send me an email or text. So first of all, you do have the ability to create your own account if you would like. In the upper right-hand corner, it says create a free account. And you can click on this, or you simply click on login. So if you have an account already created, which I do, and I'm going to log into my account. Yes, Shanae. So I can do that for you. Yeah. Shows the other person. Yeah. So what happened is when we left Fidelity for a short period of time, they moved all of our clients that we had set up to the other rep that took over. So, we would need to move your account back, and we can do that. Okay. So thank you for letting me know. And if you're using a different email address than what you were before, I can just create a new account. So I'll check and see what email you're using, probably the same one. Okay, so I'm logging in. It's fidelityagent.com. Okay. And I'm gonna select never. Okay, so now I'm gonna click on Fidelity Agent 1. This dashboard is for me, so you guys won't see this dashboard. You'll click on Fidelity Agent 1. It's now going to launch the website. And within the website, it will give you the option to go in and create a seller net sheet. Okay, so it's loading. I'm gonna allow this. Fidelity Agent 1 or fidelityagent.com. And you can either choose to go to the website now, or you can watch up here, whatever works best. So it's fidelityagent.com. And so as soon as the website launches, and even on your smartphone, it's always going to default to a buyer. So if you see across the top here, it says buyer. Let's say you're working with a seller, right? You want to provide them a net sheet. You have a listing appointment and they want to know what they're going to net. You can quickly go in and create a seller net sheet. So I've chosen the seller. You all see that, right? You have the ability to add an address. So I'm going to just use the office as an example. We'll use the office address here. Okay. So now it's going to pull the info for the property here. And then you can select the loan type. So the loan type would mean the loan that they currently have on the property. Okay. Now, when you see, you have questions? Any questions? Yes. Yes. So the password would be one that was created previously. So if you don't know what the password is, then it would allow you to select forgot password. Do you see that option? So then it will send you an email and it will allow you to reset your password. Okay. So right now I ran the property address as the office here. And because we use that office address, there is a home link that pulls up and it pulls in the property data, the property tax data. Okay, so it shows what the estimated property taxes are for the property here. You can click on done. And then you can select the loan type. So if they have an existing loan on the property, you have the ability to go in and select if it's a conventional, if it's an FHA, a VA, all cash. And these same items will also apply, obviously, for a buyer. So we can enter the sales price. Let's just say 1,500,000. Okay. No. Fidelity. No, last week that was the Fidelity Total Farm. So that program allows you to go in and create your farms. This one's different. This one is Fidelity, the #1. That's your password. Fidelity, #1. Mm-hmm. Yep, so it's your email address and then pass. So I've entered the sales price. You can enter the broker fee. How many of you want to get paid 6%? You all want to get 6%, right? So we'll put the broker fee as 6%. It also allows you to enter any repairs. So you'll see repairs, any miscellaneous fees, you can enter those items as well. Any questions so far from our online Zoom participants? Can everybody hear me? We good? Okay. So if there's a loan balance, it also allows you to enter a loan balance. So this would be information that you might want to gather before your meeting with the seller. Let's say there's a loan balance of 500,000, okay? Interest rate, I'm gonna leave it as it is at 6.25 because this was beforehand, right? They had a loan on the property, this is the seller, and they took out the loan. Maybe they never refinanced, so they kept it at 6.25. Escrow, it automatically defaults to Fidelity Escrow. However, you do have the ability to click on this little setting, the little wheel, and you can manually input your favorite escrow officer, escrow company. You can put their information in. You would just need to find out what their base amount is that they charge for their escrow, and then their per thousand. Okay, so find out what their fees are, then you can input their information into your estimated net. Okay, if there are additional city transfer taxes, there are some areas within LA County that have an additional transfer tax fee. So if you're looking for or working with the seller that's in Culver City, as you can see, Los Angeles, Pomona, Redondo, Santa Monica, they charge an additional city tax on top of the traditional 1.1, okay? So you have the ability to go in and add that in so that you can give them a little bit more accurate pricing on their transfer tax, okay? So this is just for LA, okay? One thing I forgot to mention, this does allow you to go in and choose the county. In the upper left-hand corner under Fidelity Agent 1, you see a drop down. Yep, so you can choose all of these counties. This app works across the nation. So you can go in and choose what area. Maybe you're looking in Northern California. You're working with a seller up in Northern California, you can select that, as well as other states. So you can just click on the little gray bar and it will allow you to choose the corresponding state that you're preparing this for, the seller in, okay? Southern California, as Janae was saying, you can choose the other counties. So let's say you choose Orange County, then you can go in and look to see if there are additional city transfer tax fees. And to answer your question, Shanae, it's kind of hard to say a percentage because as you saw, LA, they have a transfer tax of, I think it was 4.5, and so does Culver City on top of the traditional. So it's kind of hard to give a percentage because you can see Pomona's 2.2, Redondo's 2.2. Okay.
LA City.
LA City. So here in Temple City, it's just additional. Locally here, it's just a traditional transfer tax. But if you're going in some of these other areas, we charge an additional. Okay, and we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, especially if you're, you know, preparing this for a seller and it happens to fall in one of these cities, then you're not missing that additional fee. You can select your closing date, and right now it's pushed out to a month out. Okay, now we click on compute. So really, when you're in the app or on the desktop, you can quickly calculate the estimated fees within 30 seconds or less. I just went through line by line what each item meant. Okay, so you see how quickly it created your net. So when I entered 1.5 million as the sales price and then the loan balance plus the prorated taxes, your net close and then your closing costs, this is what the seller would net. Okay. You do have the ability to then go in and look at the detailed closing costs. So if they want to see, or maybe you want to see what the detailed closing costs are, you can come in here and you can edit this as well. Oops. Let me see. Let me slide down. There we go. Okay. So you can go in and edit any of the items that have a red X next to them. Okay, so you can either remove them or you can change the dollar amount that's there so that it will then go back in and recalculate those fees based on those changes. Okay. Broker fee, it has it split 3% to each side. Okay, so you can see that. Then I click on done and I close out. Now this is really cool. See this little icon here on the desktop? This is basically telling you that you can flip. So if you're on your phone and you flip your phone, then it'll give you a comparison. So this way the seller says, oh, what am I going to net if I sell it at this price? You don't have to go back in and recalculate. You just tilt your phone, or if you're on the desktop, you click on this little feature here and it will recalculate those fees for you. Okay. Right now it's defaulted to $10,000 increments. So again, you would click on that little wheel and you have the ability to change the increments from 1,000 up to 100,000. And you can show in both increase and decrease or just increase. I'm going to leave it at both increase and decrease. You click on update and now it will give you these estimated fees based on the different sales price. Okay, any questions? Now, let's say you wanted this flyer. This way you can provide it to the seller. You click on this little share icon and it's going to load. It says internet connection is unstable, JL. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So here's a little flyer that you can then provide to the seller to show them what they would net. Or if you're sitting in front of them and you have it on your app, then you can quickly go in and share it. And you can send it to them via text, via email. Okay, on the desktop, it only allows you to email it, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to click on back. And then I want to show you how you can create the net sheet, a little flyer. So right here, it says share or PDF, print PDF, right? I can click on this share and print PDF, and then it's going to create a nice little flyer that you can incorporate in your listing presentation. There are several different templates on the right side. So here are the different templates. You do have the ability to customize these. So if you want to put your photo and your logo, then it's branded with your information. You can do that up here in the settings. So under your account settings and your profile, you can enter your photo, your logo, and all of your detailed information along with your license number. And then you click on save and it'll save it. And then it will be populated on any of your marketing pieces that you push out. Okay. So let me go back to our nice little net sheet, and you can change the colors. So this is really cool. For Coldwell Banker, you can change the colors that are incorporated within the net sheet. So let's say we chose this second one down. It's loading. You can modify the colors over here on the right side. You can edit property information. You can edit the profile information. There's also another really cool net sheet here that you can choose from. And it would be I know people were asking about like the move score and if it's a walkable area. Let me go back. That would be this one. They've made some changes, so it doesn't look like it has that feature in here now. So here is your nice little flyer that you can customize and provide to your seller. Okay, and if you're sitting at an open house, then you can also take this information from your phone and you can share it. So on your phone, it should have that little share button like I showed you on the previous screen, and it'll give you the option to text it or to email it. So this way you can capture a potential buyer's contact information. You can have them input their cell number and then text it to them. Okay, any questions at this point? How many of you are using social media? Anybody? Okay. I'll just briefly share. So on the social share, you have the ability to take this piece, this marketing piece, or this net sheet, and you can push it out to your Facebook, your Twitter, and your LinkedIn. Okay. For those of you that are using social media. Okay. Now, that was the seller. So you could basically do the same thing for a buyer. Okay. Buyer comes into your open house. They say, Shanae, you know, my name is Annis, and I'd like to know, you know, how much my monthly payment would be on this property. Can you tell me? Well, typically you would have to wait till you get back to the office or you reach out to maybe your escrow to help, right? Now you don't have to do that. You will have access to this information on your phone. So this is how quickly you can calculate the buyer. I'm going to use a different amount, 850,000. I'm not going to enter an address. I just want to show you how quickly you can do this. They said they have 20% to put down. Interest rate, when the interest rate is populated for a buyer, they're taking approximately what the current interest rate is. Obviously, that's going to change depending on the buyer and, you know, the type of loan program that they choose. Okay. So just know that this is just a rough estimate for the interest rate. You have the ability to change the term, the number of years. In this case, we'll leave it at 30 years. And then it automatically defaults the hazard insurance at 0.35 and then your taxes at 1.221. If there's an HOA on the property, you have the ability to add that in as well. And then again, we were talking about the city transfer tax. If it falls into one of those cities, make sure that you add that in as well. Then we click here to change the date. Let's just say a month out. And we'll choose May and we'll click on compute. And that's how quickly you can go in and enter that data to create. So here is the estimate. Shows the monthly payment, and the blue is the P&I. The light green represents the taxes, the monthly taxes, and then monthly insurance. So again, this is the monthly payment. This is how much the buyer would need to bring to close. This includes their down payment, any prepaids, and any fixed costs. And if you'd like to find out, you know, where this information is coming from, you can click on the detailed closing costs again, and it'll give you that information. It'll break it out for you. So your prepaids would be your insurance, your 14 months, your 4 months of taxes, and your 15 days of interest. Then it incorporates the title fees, your estimated escrow fees, lender fees, okay? And then obviously recording fees. Again, you can edit these fees. Anything that has a red X next to it, you can either eliminate or change the figure that's there. I'm going to click on close. And then you can do a smart compare. So maybe the buyer wants to compare, okay, you know, these are some different loan options. It allows you to do a smart compare. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Even loan details. You can go in and see the amortization schedule, which is really cool. So it'll show, you know, what the principal and interest are and how the loan balance is affected. So this is a great resource for somebody that wants that information. You have the ability to download this as a PDF, or you can send it as an email as well. Any questions? Okay, so then I'm going to go back to our estimate. And remember the nice little brochure or flyer that the seller provided? Well, now you can create one for the buyer. And here is the one that I was talking about with the score. It's on the buyer side. So, ooh, what happened here? Let's see. Not generating. Let's see. So this particular layout, it wasn't generating. It was giving me an error message. Let me close this chat. Okay, so here's our home estimate. I want to see if this one will load because this one's really cool. Hopefully it'll work. Nope, it's not working. This one that I was trying to click on gives you the move score. So the ability to be able to walk there. Have you guys seen those scores where it shows if, you know, businesses are close by or parks? This will provide that information, and the noise if there's an airport nearby. So this is actually pretty cool. So when you log back in, hopefully that report will be working, because right now it's not. Let me see if this one will generate for us. They might actually be working on the system right now. Here we go. Okay, so this one works. So this will allow you to provide this to the buyer. Here's your walk score, here's your sound score, internet speed, restaurants. And the reason for that is because I don't have the location turned on. So if you turn the location on within your app or your desktop, then it'll pull this information into the flyer, okay, for the property that you are preparing this estimated report for, okay? And again, you can email this, you can text it. Also within the Fidelity Agent app, let's see if there's any chat. Okay, within the Fidelity Agent app, there's also other calculators built in. So monthly affordability, you can go in and select monthly affordability. You can type in the loan amount, the desired principal and interest. So let's just say their desired amount is $3,500. And we can say compute, and then it'll tell us how much the buyer can afford. Here's their buying power. So this is a great resource, great way to go in and calculate quickly. You know, if they're not working with a lender yet, which I highly recommend you have them reach out to a lender to find out what they can qualify for, because you know that if you're going to go present or visit a listing, the agents want to see a pre-qual letter, right? Okay, so this allows you to go in and quickly do a monthly affordability. I'm going to click back on calculators. You can also do a sell to net. You can compare multiple offers. You can also do a smart compare. You can do a rent versus buy. So here we enter a sales price of $750, 10% down. We leave the interest rate, and we leave everything else as is. You click on compute, and it'll create a smart comparison here. Then we can do another one. This will show what their payment would be. So here's your loan for 30 years, 10% down, interest rate 5.25. Here's what the cost would be if they put 20% down versus 15-year and what they would need to bring to close. Okay, so great resources within the app. Extra payment, if they want to know how it would affect their mortgage, just making that extra payment and how quickly they can pay it off, you could go in and calculate that as well. Okay. Any questions? Does it seem pretty easy to use, user-friendly? Okay, one last thing. So all of these items, the estimates, the calculators, the seller, the buyer, are free. Okay, so when you're going in and creating a net sheet for a seller or a buyer, you have the ability to save that information so that you can go back in and quickly pull it up. That would be under your estimates. Those would be where all of your saved estimates would go. Now, for those of you that might be dabbling into social media, you have the ability to click on premium. And these items can be used to share on social media or via email. Are any of you emailing to clients? Do you have a CRM system set up where you're constantly emailing or dripping on your clients? Anybody? No, nobody's using email? Okay. So this would allow you the ability to take this information and share it. So there's infographics here, there's filters, there's fun videos. And actually every month they have a marketing campaign that they've created for you and providing that info for you to push out via email if you want, or text. Okay, that way you're staying top of mind with your clients. Okay, so at this point, we have taken a look at the Fidelity Agent One app. As you can see, it's very powerful. It allows you to quickly calculate those fees for your seller or buyer. And if you'd like access, if you're not utilizing this resource, let me know. I'd be more than happy to get you set up. And we appreciate you attending and would love the opportunity to partner with all of you and help you grow your business. This is just another one of the fabulous tools that we have available at Fidelity, along with the knowledge and experience to help you guys close your transactions. And I just want to say thank you. If anybody has questions, please, you can unmute yourself if you'd like and ask any questions you may have. Otherwise, we are finished with the course. Thank you. Thank you all for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. And
Bye.
for those of you that joined late, I did put my info in the chat. And if you'd like access to the app, just send me a text or email and I'll get you set up. Yep. I'm going to snap a photo really quick. Let me snap a photo of this really quick, and then I'm going to help those of you that are here. Okay, so I'm going to end the class, and I thank you again for joining. I appreciate your time. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.